Before kingdoms rose, before armies marched, elephants were already walking across Africa. Human history began beside them, and for centuries, survival depended on learning to share the same land. These paths were not roads built by humans. They were living maps passed from generation to generation. Karu's ancestors walk across the edge of human territory, but remain wild and independent. Rivers became refuge, providing water, food, and escape whenever human pressure spread across the plains. But war was not their only enemy. Drought could turn an entire homeland into a deadly desert. Yet after months of suffering, the rains returned, and the elephants remembered where life could begin again. And in one generation, a young bull named Karu began a journey that would outlast the world around him. Like many adult bulls, Karu traveled alone, following memory, instinct, and ancient landscapes. For the first time, a new danger reached the wilderness. Human weapons that could strike from far away. Karu detects danger, turns away from the smoke, and follows a narrow natural passage through woodland. Karu had survived drought, weapons, expanding settlements, and the rise and fall of human generations. As new powers crossed the continent, human expansion reached deeper into the elephant's ancient homeland. Ancient migration routes began breaking apart as roads and settlements divided the wilderness into smaller pieces. These narrow corridors became invisible lifelines, allowing ancient giants to keep moving through a fragmented world. Though adult bulls often travel alone, their lives remain connected to the wider memory of elephant society. Every new calf carried the future of a species that had already survived thousands of human generations. At last, the hidden river offered what generations of elephants had always needed most: time to recover. Every footprint marked more than a journey. It represented a species that refused to disappear. He survived wars, droughts, weapons, and disappearing landscapes. After every storm, the wilderness changed. But Karu continued forward, adapting as generations before him had done. Rivers became highways of survival, carrying elephants between feeding grounds separated by changing seasons. For elephants, survival depended on knowing where food would return long after human borders had changed. Fire, drought, and human conflict all demanded the same ancient skill, knowing when it was time to move. Survival was also learned by watching, as younger bulls observed the behavior of experienced giants. For an elephant that had survived history, caution was not weakness, it was wisdom. Sometimes the safest journey began after sunset, when the heat faded and the wilderness became quiet. To Karu, the land was not divided by borders. It was a living map of water, food, danger, and memory. When protected passages remain open, ancient migration can continue through the modern world. Where space and water remain protected, elephants can still return to the ancient rhythm of abundance. The elephant that survives today may help create the forests that support life tomorrow. Karu is more than an elephant. He is a living witness to the history humans almost erased. Human history moved quickly, but elephant survival depended on thinking in generations. After generations of shrinking space, the open horizon still represents freedom for a wild elephant. Water is more than survival. It is the center of movement, memory, and life across the elephant's world. Then the rain returned, proving once again that survival often begins with patience. Within weeks, the land transformed, and the ancient cycle of elephant life began again. But even a surviving elephant cannot live without enough land to move, feed, and remember. Elephants quietly support a myriad of lives, demonstrating their profound ecological importance. From above, one Asian elephant may look small, but the wilderness around him depends on his continued survival. For thousands of years, elephants have watched human worlds rise and fall beneath the same stars. Every morning, Karu awakens in a world shaped by memories older than human history.
An elephant's survival is measured in distance, because food rarely stays in one place forever.
Cinematic time-lapse shows dry season, rain, green growth, and returning drought across the same wilderness, while Karu remains a constant presence. After surviving human wars, the greatest victory was remaining what he had always been, a wild elephant. The wilderness still demanded strength, patience, and the ability to endure whatever came next. Again, the land recovered, reminding us that nature can rebuild when given time and space. The ancient path continued, proving that survival is not a single moment, but a journey without an ending. From this horizon, the past is impossible to separate from the future. Humanity now faces a choice: continue shrinking the wild, or protect the survivors that endured our expansion. Karu is living history, not preserved in stone, but breathing, walking, and still surviving. His story began before modern nations, survived human wars, and continues with every step into the future. Human empires rose and fell, but the elephant survived.